As a result of its escalating population growth, London is facing a crisis in the supply and cost of housing. The capital is fast becoming unaffordable to many, and overcrowding is rising. The high cost of housing is pushing poorer families out of the centre, in some cases out of London altogether, while younger people are finding it harder to rent or buy homes in suitable locations. The long-term impact of this shortage on London's economy, with talent moving to more affordable cities, cannot be ignored. Over the last decade, house prices in London have risen by 18%, while wages have increased by only 2.1%. Many people are turning to private renting instead of home ownership. London's private rental market is largely unregulated with very few standards. Some early models of new build housing for the private rented sector are being developed, with much higher standards of design and maintenance.
Well, most of the private housing in the UK has been designed for sale. What we're now talking about is bespoke products designed for long-term rental, thinking about long-term management costs, thinking about whole life costs, and much more emphasis on the long term, on durability, on a product that will last.
House prices have increased because of a lack of supply of new homes and the impact of housing as an investment by both local and international owners. Although there are real concerns that some areas of London purchased by investors remain empty, figures show that these only represent 3.5% of the total housing stock. In recent years, the delivery of new build homes in London has remained at about 20 to 25,000 homes per year. The number of people in the capital is set to rise by 1.6 million over the next 20 years. This equates to 800,000 households. Thus, 40,000 new homes per year are needed, with a further 9,000 a year to catch up with latent demand. The problem we face is that the number of homes we build is going to have to double at least. In order to do this, we have to change the way we build homes and the number and diversity of housing providers. On top of that, the UK construction industry is suffering from a shortage of skills, while the recent increase in house building has also led to a shortage of materials, notably bricks, and an increase in costs. We have a shortage of smaller contractors and very little co-housing or self-built housing, unlike on the continent. In Berlin, for instance, Baugruppen, community building groups, provide some 10% of new homes. A rare example of co-housing in London is Copper Lane in Islington. It provides homes for 6 families with shared spaces and facilities. House building is a very conservative and risk-averse business. There is little reason to innovate when demand is so high. However, a number of companies are now delivering prefabricated sections of buildings using modern methods of construction. In recent years, local authorities have been given the freedom to borrow against their housing assets in order to build new homes. Many are rebuilding existing council estates to deliver greater numbers of affordable homes and create more livable neighbourhoods.
Local authorities are starting to work very much in partnership with developers and housing associations, and together they're managing to bring about much bigger change and transformation, particularly of their council estates, which are traditionally very isolated and inward-looking, creating much more connected and integrated neighbourhoods.
The Greater London Authority and the local boroughs have identified enough land to build 450,000 homes on brownfield sites or previously developed sites. Another 100,000 homes can be built on sites of less than a quarter of a hectare. Together, these will provide enough housing for the next 10 years. After that, what then? Housing zones were introduced in the Mayor's 2015 housing strategy as a way to speed up the number of homes being built in areas with high development potential. As the population continues to grow, we're going to have to increase London's density, which is low compared to cities like Paris and Barcelona. we're going to have to develop more high-density housing like this, densify the suburbs and develop London's towns.